Paid ads can be a great way to build your business and sell online courses. But if you're just getting started, you might not have the budget or the marketing experience to create your own ads. So if that sounds familiar, you might be wondering, how can I sell online courses without paid ads? And that's exactly what we're going to cover here today. In case we haven't met, hey, I'm Melissa, the founder of Wit and Wire, where we help creators turn their skills and passions into profitable online businesses. Before I started Wit and Wire, I used to work full-time for Ramit Sethi, and I was a director of marketing at Teachable. So I've had the fortunate opportunity to work behind the scenes for some big names in our industry, and I've been able to analyze data from a lot of course creators who use Teachable to see what works and what doesn't when it comes to creating and marketing online courses. Ultimately, I can generalize all types of marketing into three main buckets. The first bucket is paid. That is where you pay for placement online, and it's not the focus of today's video, although it is a great strategy. So do let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see covered in the future. For today, we're going to focus on the second and third buckets. The second bucket, and a great way to sell your own online courses, is through organic marketing. Whether that means content creation or social media marketing, organic includes anything that you create and put online that does not require you to pay. So when you create, let's say, a TikTok account, you don't have to pay to have that account. You have the freedom to post whatever you'd like to promote your business, your course, your passion, anything that suits you. Organic strategies are great because they don't require an upfront payment, and they allow you to build an audience and then sell something to them online. The potential cons of organic marketing strategies are the fact that it can take a longer time to build an audience, depending on which platform you're using, your topic, and the state of marketing overall. Things are always evolving, and the channel that works today probably won't be the channel that works in 5 years. I think organic marketing is a great place to get started because it does allow you to test the waters and see what people respond to. To offer some specific tips, I typically recommend that new business owners focus on just one social media platform and one content strategy. So for example, you could use TikTok plus YouTube. That's the combination I'm currently using here at Wit and Wire, and I chose that for a few reasons. First, I believe today that TikTok is one of the fastest growing marketing channels and is a great fit for online business owners in many industries. And on top of that, video breeds trust with buyers. So when they can see your face, they really enjoy getting to know you and your personality. You can show off your expertise. And so for me, it made sense to use this combo of TikTok plus YouTube. Previously, I've tried blogging, podcasting, Instagram. There are so many other networks, and all of them can work really well. So I want to be clear that I don't believe marketing is one size fits all for any business. It's about deciding what your personal preferences are when it comes to content creation, where your audience is, and where they expect to hear from you. So if your audience more heavily uses LinkedIn rather than Instagram, then I would recommend that you choose LinkedIn. So just because you see other business owners doing a certain strategy doesn't necessarily mean you have to follow it or that it's right for you, but I always think it's great to try things out. The other thing about organic marketing is the fact that it can take time to build. For example, SEO or search engine optimization is a major part of my own marketing strategy. But when it comes to writing keyword-rich blog posts or even YouTube videos, I know that it's not a short-term game. And it can often take anywhere from 12 to 24 months for those blog posts to really start to get traction and bring people to my site via Google. In my eyes, that's one of the reasons why a good content strategy pairs well with a social media strategy. Because social media is very ephemeral. You post something, people see it instantly, but it doesn't tend to last. While content you post initially, and then perhaps it takes a little bit of time for more and more people to start seeing it. So I think 1 + 1 makes the great marketing strategy. And again, it totally is up to you to choose which suit your business and your preferences. You might add more later on, but I'm all about staying focused. To recap, so far we talked about paid channels and organic channels. And that leads us to the third category, which is partnerships. When we talk about organic marketing, you are building up your own audience and selling them your product. But the beauty of partnerships is that you can tap into existing related audiences, and with permission and consent from that audience builder, you can get your product in front of that audience. A few examples include going on podcasts, collaborating on social media, running what's called a joint venture webinar or partnership, which means you would run a webinar to someone else's audience. There are truly so many options, and it even extends online and offline into things like live speaking events. What's great about partnerships is that the audience has already been built. And for many business owners, audience building is actually one of the biggest challenges, especially when you're brand new and just getting started, because you don't yet have somebody to sell to. So with partnerships, I think the key is finding somebody who has the same audience but a different area of expertise. For example, I talk about course creation and online business strategies. So a natural partner for me could be a copywriter or a website designer or anybody who speaks directly to an audience of online business owners, but not specifically about course creation. So my best tip for you is, as you're looking for partnership opportunities, consider, who can I talk to who has a similar or the same audience as I do, but the products that we offer are unique and different, because that's really where I think the sweet spot can be found. The other nice thing about partnerships is that you don't need a huge existing audience to get started. You can start being a podcast guest. And when I was just getting started, that was a major component of my own growth strategy. I would go on podcasts, smaller ones, kind of similar size to me at the start. And then as I got more clout, I was able to book bigger and bigger shows. I also had a good resume, having worked for Teachable and Ramit Sethi. So I was pleasantly surprised by how quickly I was able to book guest spots on other podcasts and share real value with that audience, and in turn, bring new people back to Wit and Wire and eventually sell them my own products. The other specific strategy I would recommend for course creators are JV webinars, joint venture webinars. That's where you would run a webinar to a partner's audience, and what's in it for them is commission. So unlike organic, which is always free because you are putting content in front of your own audience, partnerships is kind of a middle ground where there are some free opportunities, like being a podcast guest doesn't typically cost money. But if you want to present your product in a more direct way, a more direct pitch, then it is an industry standard to pay that partner for the opportunity to promote your product to their audience. What's nice though is that unlike paid ads, where you might spend money and be a little unsure about the return on your investment, when you do a joint venture partnership to a partner's audience, both of you will only get paid if somebody makes a sale. So for example, maybe that partner would earn 20 to 30% commission. So for every $100 course sold, they might earn $20 to $30. This is such a win-win because then they're highly incentivized to promote your webinar, let's say, to their audience, but then you will only have to pay the partner in the event that you make a sale. I think it's a great strategy and one that a lot more course creators can be utilizing probably earlier on in their course growth than they might think. I will say I think this strategy works best after you've already enrolled students into your course, even a small founding cohort, because that validates demand for the course idea. So that way, when you approach the partner with a potential pitch, you can say, I do have enrolled students. This has proven to sell. And that's going to make the partner much more likely to say yes. At this point, you may be wondering, well, which strategy should I choose, or where should I start? Should I start with paid, organic, or partnerships? Typically, I recommend starting with organic, not just because it's free, but also because I think there's a huge value in just putting your offer in front of audiences to see what resonates. I see it almost as a form of research. If you can build an audience on, let's say, TikTok or a social media account or here on YouTube, then that is a good green flag to show you that there could be demand if you were to sell a paid product to that audience. Then once you build up a little bit of traction, perhaps you would release a founders round of your online course. Then once you have paid students, it might be time to expand either in partnerships or the paid direction, depending on your preferences. But I don't think it's about choosing only one or the other, nor is it about feeling like you need to do all of them at once. The other side of this coin is that I would strongly caution new course creators against using paid or partnerships until you have proven that you can get sales. Again, because you want to validate demand for the offer itself before you kind of muddy the waters with marketing efforts. Because imagine if you run paid ads to a brand new course that has never sold. If you don't make any sales from the paid ads, how will you know if the issue was your ads or the offer itself, the course? To me, it's just not worth the risk. And that's one of many reasons why I recommend creating the course and selling it first before you expand your marketing efforts. If you are interested in learning more about creating and selling online courses, I have a ton of resources at witandwire.com. And I do have a free guide, the Online Course Creation Toolkit, and that includes all of my favorite software to help you get started. And you can download that for free at witandwire.com/course toolkit. If you found today's advice helpful, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Wit and Wire for more online business tips. And here's another video that I think you'll really enjoy.